Despite disappointment from some Surakarta residents that he would not complete his second term as mayor, 46 Widodo ran in the 2012 Jakarta gubernatorial election and defeated the incumbent Fauzi Bowo in a runoff round. 6. His inner circle of advisors in Jakarta reportedly included people such as FX Hadi Rudiatmo, Sumartino Hadinodo, and Angkuj Nugroho, who were colleagues while he was mayor of Surakarta, as well as Basuki Tjahajapurnama Ahok, his deputy as governor of Jakarta. 47-48 Widodo continued the Blusukan practice he had adopted as mayor of Surakarta by regularly visiting population centers, especially slums. During these visits, he wore simple, informal clothes and stopped at markets or walked along narrow Jakarta alleys to listen and witness first-hand issues addressed by residents, such as the price of food, housing difficulties, flooding, and transportation. Polling and media coverage suggested that his hands-on style proved very popular both in Jakarta and elsewhere across Indonesia. After taking office, taxes and Jakarta's provincial budget increased significantly from 41 trillion Indonesian rupiahs in 2012 to 72 trillion Indonesian rupiahs in 2014. 50-51 Both Widodo and Ahok publicized their monthly salary and the provincial budget. 52-53 They also initiated programs aimed towards transparency, such as online taxes, e-budgeting, e-purchasing, and a cash management system. 52 Moreover, all meetings and activities that Widodo and Ahok attended were recorded and uploaded on YouTube. In healthcare, Widodo introduced a universal healthcare program, the Healthy Jakarta Card Kartu Jakarta Sehat, KJS. 55 It involved an insurance program provided through state-owned insurance company PT Askas Indonesia Persero and a plan to regulate health charges for treatment for over 20,000 services and procedures. 56 The program was criticized for confusion over details of the implementation and long queues. 57 Though Widodo defended it and counseled patients. In education, Widodo launched the Smart Jakarta Card Kartu Jakarta Pintar, KJP on December 1, 2012 to help needy students. It gives an allowance that can be withdrawn from ATMs for buying school needs such as books and uniforms. His administration's other notable policies include a system of bureaucratic recruitment called Lelang Jabatan, literally auction of office position, giving every civil servant the same opportunity to achieve a certain position by fulfilling the required qualifications. 59 Regulation of the chaotic agglomeration of street vendors in Pasar Minggu and Pasar Tanah Abang. 60-61 The dredging and reservoir normalization projects to reduce flooding. 62-63-64 and the inauguration of long-delayed Jakarta MRT and Jakarta LRT. 65-66 As governor, Widodo also appointed a non-Muslim Lura sub-district chief for the Muslim-majority sub-district of Lenteng Agung despite protests by some residents. 67 Former Deputy Governor Prijono claimed that Widodo had carried out maladministration when abusing government certificate asset of BMW Park by formalizing another expired certificate. In 2013, Widodo was reported to the National Commission on Human Rights over the eviction of the squatters near Pluit. In previous political contracts, he had vowed not to evict residents to distant locations. 69-70 Widodo met with Pluit residents and Komnas HAM to explain the Megawati Sukarnoputri nominated Widodo to be the presidential candidate of her party. 9 During the campaign, a social media volunteer team, Jazmev, once made a provocative statement by threatening that Islam would not be given a space in Indonesia if Widodo won the 2014 election. 73-74 The group was paid 500 million Indonesian rupiahs to campaign for the Widodo Yusuf Kala ticket during the 2014 election. Following the release of quick count results from many different polls, Widodo declared victory on 9th of July. However, his opponent Prabowo also declared victory, creating confusion among the population. 76 On 22nd of July, hours before the announcement of the election results, Prabowo withdrew. 77 Widodo's victory was expected and realized hours later. 78-77 The General Elections Commission (KPU) gave him a close victory with 53.15 of the vote, almost 71 million votes, to Prabowo's 46.85 million votes, 79, though Prabowo's camp disputed these totals. After his victory, Widodo stated that growing up under the authoritarian and corrupt New Order regime, he would have never expected someone with a lower-class background to become president. The New York Times reported him as saying, "Now, it's quite similar to America, yeah? There is the American dream, and here we have the Indonesian dream." 81 Widodo was the first Indonesian president outside the military or the political elite, and the political commentator Salim said gave the popular view of the politician as someone who is our neighbor, who decided to get into politics and run for president in 2018. Widodo announced that he would run for re-election next year. His vice president Yusuf Kala was not eligible for another term because of the term limits set for president and vice president. Kala had already served a 5-year term as vice president during Susilo Bambang Yudhoyono's first term 2004-2009. Speculation surrounding Widodo's choice of running mate focused on several candidates, including Mahfud MD, a former defense minister and Chief Justice of the Constitutional Court. In a surprise move, Widodo announced that Maruf Amin would be his running mate. Mahfud had reportedly been preparing for the vice presidential candidacy. Maruf was selected instead following a push by several constituent parties of Widodo's governing coalition and influential Islamic figures. 82 Explaining his decision, Widodo referred to Maruf's extensive experience in government and religious affairs. The KPU officially announced that the Widodo Amin ticket had won the election in the early hours of May 21, 2019. 84 The official vote tally was 85 million votes for Widodo 55.50 and 68 million votes for Prabowo 44.50. 85 supporters of Prabowo protested in Jakarta against the result, and it turned into a riot which left 8 people dead and over 600 injured. 86 Following the protests, Prabowo's campaign team launched a constitutional court lawsuit but was rejected in its entirety. Family and personal life Widodo married his wife Iriana in 1986. The couple has 2 sons and 1 daughter. 239 Their first son, Gibran Raka Buming born October 1, 1987, studied abroad in Sydney and Singapore at the Management Development Institute of Singapore, MDIS, and currently runs a catering and wedding planning business in Surakarta. Their only daughter, Kahiyang Ayu born April 20, 1991, completed an undergraduate degree in food technology at the state-owned Sebelas Marit University in Surakarta. Their second son, Kaesong Pingarep born December 25, 1994, completed his high school years in ACS International, Singapore, 240 and is an online vlogger. Widodo has 5 grandchildren, a grandson and a granddaughter from Gibran born in 2016 and 2019 respectively, and a granddaughter and 2 grandsons from Kahiyang born in 2018, 2020 and 2022 respectively. Several members of Widodo's family have declared their intentions to enter politics by running as candidates in 2020 local elections. Gibran has declared his candidacy for the mayorship of Surakarta, in addition to his son-in-law Bobby Nasution Maidan and brother-in-law Wahyu Purwanto Gunung Kidul Regency. 244 Gibran and Bobby won their elections, and both took office in 2021. Widodo has been described as Muslim but broadly secular in his outlook. 246 His statement in 2019 that religion and politics should be separated prompted a public debate on whether he was promoting secularism in the country. 247 In June 2013, a film titled Widodo, depicting Widodo's childhood and youth, was released. 248 He expressed some objections to the film, saying that he felt his life had been a simple one and was not worthy of being adapted into a film. According to The Economist, Widodo has a penchant for loud rock music and owned a bass guitar signed by Robert Trujillo of heavy metal band Metallica, which was confiscated by the KPK. 250 in November 2017, Danish Prime Minister Lars Løkke Rasmussen, who was on an official visit to Jakarta, gave Widodo a Metallica Master of Puppets vinyl box set as a diplomatic gift. It was signed by the band's drummer and co-founder, Lars Ulrich, a Danish native. 251 Under his policy of transparency, Widodo paid 11 million Indonesian rupiahs 800 out of his personal funds to claim the record, which had been declared a state asset to avoid accusations of gratification. He has also been noted by many to be very similar in appearance to former U.S. President Barack Obama. 254 His outsider political profile also inspired comparisons to Obama. Widodo is a Silat practitioner. He had been practicing Satyahati Tarat style from Persaudaraan Satyahati Tarat school since his time at junior high school and eventually mastering it. He attained first degree Pandekar Warga rank of the Silat school on November 16, 2013.